Gayatri, Savitri, and Saraswati are three deities whom we do puja and meditate during Sandhyavandanam. 3 times a day, each of the deities is invoked. One deity in the morning, one deity in the afternoon, one deity in the night. Gayatri, Savitri, Saraswati. They are the powers of Brahman. Gayatri represents inspiration. Inspiration of Ishvara. So Gayatri mantra is called Vedamata. Gayatri Chandas of 24 Aksharam is the basis for entire Vedic literature. Om Bhur Tat Savitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasi Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodaya. This has 24 Aksharam. So like that, Veda mantras, many of them are chanted in Gayatri Chandas. So Gayatri represents inspiration of Brahmaji. Savitri inspiration is inspiration for creation, inspiration for this inspiration for the universe. Savitri represents the maintenance of the universe. Savitri represents the manifestation of the universe. Inspiration, manifestation. And Saraswati is the sustenance of the universe. Saraswati represents in terms of art, literature, culture, fine arts, is the functioning of the divinity in the universe, in the manifest form. While Gayatri is the inspiration, Savitri is the manifestation, Saraswati is the flourishing of culture, spirituality, arts in the universe. So we invoke three deities, Gayatri, Savitri, Saraswati, during 3 Sandhya Kala, 3 times Sandhya Kala. Sandhya Kala means early morning when sunrise is there, just before sunrise. Afternoon when sun is at the top, sun is the top of the head. And evening when the sunset is there. In a sense, morning, afternoon, evening is called Sandhya Kala. But really, Sandhya Kala means, Sandhya means joining of two periods. Joining of two periods. From night, when you wake up, the morning is there, morning sunlight comes. In between the two periods called Sandhya Kala. Afternoon sun reaches a peak and then starts moving southwards. So the peak point is called Sandhya Kala. Evening before sunset, sun is there and the sunset is there. Before night falls and sun is setting, that period is called Sandhya Kala. In the cosmic terms. Really, Sandhya Kala means, Sandhya means between two gaps, between 2 points, between two sounds, between sound there is a silence. Between two breaths there is a gap. Between two thoughts there is a gap. In any experience there is a gap. That gap is called Sandhya. So the Sandhya is the time, Sandhya is the period. In physical world, Sandhya is told as waking, morning, afternoon, evening. In the real psychological world, Sandhya is the gap between any experiences. That gap between any experiences, we have to go back to remember Brahman and go back.
Externally, it's merging of 2 points, Sandhya. And you are saying internally, it's gap between.
Externally, sunrise is there, night is receding, and sunrise is happening. Gap between them is called Sandhya Kala. The period where neither is darkness nor is sunlight. Similarly, when the sun is rising, sun has gone to the peak or is above our head. For a moment, is neither northwards nor southwards. After that, it starts moving southwards. That point is called Sandhya Kala. Evening, sun is there, and after sunset, darkness is there. Night is there. Between this point, the gap is called Sandhya Kala. So this is in the external world. Internal world, gap between two thoughts, gap between two breaths, gap between two experiences. Any gap is Sandhya Kala. So Sandhya, that in that gap, Brahman alone is there. So that's why Gayatri mantra is chanted during Sandhya Kala, because Gayatri mantra is meditation on Brahman. Gayatri mantra is meditation on Surya Deva, sun. But it's not sun actually. Sun is a object. The consciousness behind the sun is called Surya Narayana. Gayatri mantra is meditation for Surya Narayana. Narayana is nothing but Brahman. So Gayatri mantra is a meditation for Brahman. Gayatri mantra is a meditation for realizing the Brahman or Brahmadnana. That's the meditation. So what is the best point? Gap between, in cosmic event, gap. Morning, afternoon, evening. Internally, gap between two thoughts, gap between two experiences is the gap where Brahman alone is present. Becoming aware of that is called Gayatri Japa. Any questions? Gayatri is called Vedamata because Gayatri, Vedas are full of Gayatri Chandas. Chandas consists of 24 Aksharam. We call this Vedic metric. Intonation of the mantra in certain Vedic metric called Gayatri invokes the power of Gayatri, Gayatri Shakti. So now, Gayatri Devi, Savitri Devi and Saraswati Devi, these three are the powers of Brahman. Gayatri represents inspiration, Savitri represents manifestation, Saraswati represents the flow, the movement in the universe. So these three deities are prayed. We pray for these three deities during morning, afternoon and evening. During waking, during early morning when sun is just rising. Before sunrise, a period which joins night with the sunrise. A point where neither sun is there nor night has completely disappeared. It's called Sandhya Kala. Afternoon, sun is above our head, right at the top of the head, then it starts moving southwards. Northward movement of sun has stopped, southward movement has not begun. That point is Sandhya Kala. Evening time, sun is setting and night is taking over. The period, gap between the two periods is called Sandhya Kala. During three Sandhya Kalas, this mantra is Gayatri mantra is chanted. We are praying to Brahman for enlightenment with this mantra, Gayatri mantra. Traditionally, each mantra has Rishi, Chandas and Devata. Rishi, Chandas and Devata are three aspects of experience of creation. In creation, there is a known, there is a knower and knowing. Knower, known and knowing, these three together, three are involved in any creation. The known part or Prakriti, manifest reality, is called Chandas. The Prakriti, Maya Shakti, is called Chandas. The knowing, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting, the knowing, the consciousness of knowing is called Devata. The knower is called Rishi. When I say knower, knowing, I'm not speaking about individual. The universal consciousness, the knower aspect of universal consciousness is called Rishi. The knowing aspect of universal consciousness is called Devata. The known aspects of universal consciousness is called Chandas. So the prayer Gayatri mantra is invoking Brahman through Gayatri Chandas, its manifest reality, we are invoking Brahman. And Brahman is invoked in the form of Surya Deva, sun. It's not physical object called sun, it's the consciousness of sun. It's called Narayana. He is called Surya Narayana. Narayana is Brahman. So that way, through Gayatri Chandas, Gayatri Mantra, we invoke Brahman. And this invocation happens during 3 Sandhya Kala, 3 periods. In the outer world, this represents early morning, afternoon, and evening, where there's a gap or there's a moment of stillness when the earlier movement is stopped and next movement has not begun. Night is stopped, sunrise has not happened, then the gap is morning Sandhya. Sun has reached the peak, north movement has done, southward movement has not begun. That brief period is called Sandhya. Evening, sun is setting and night is not fully taken over. That gap is called Sandhya. Sandhya means joining period or Sandhya means gap. So Gayatri Mantra is chanted in Sandhya Kala, 3 Sandhya Kala in the externally. Internally, there's a gap between our two thoughts, gap between our two breaths, gap between two experiences. In that gap, Brahman alone exists. So remembering Brahman through Gayatri Mantra is Sandhyavandanam.
Sandhya is joining or transition?
Sandhya is actually Sandhi means joining. Joining happens when two different things meet, two different things come together. And the joining point, it is neither of them. It's a point. It's a gap.